Dear 5th semester students, welcome to this value education class on this new and the new way of learning on our YouTube channel. You are the senior most in the college and we are indeed proud, happy that we are coming to you. As we begin on the outset, some information. So our classes for you, the 5th semester and 3rd years, will be premiering on our channel every Friday at 3:30 p.m. IST, and it will remain on the channel for a week. And for every presentation below the link, there will be a feedback, attendance, a related question asked. You will need to enter your detail with a registered email ID and ensure that you also answer the question correctly, which means you go through the video well, clear about it, the class taken, and attendance will be provided only to the ones who give the right answer. All right, having said that, let us put foot set and begin this class. Before we proceed into the topic per se, just like to introduce you the teachers. I am Father Joby Joseph coming to you, taking this class. All right, I'm sure you know all of these people, all right, who will be taking these classes. All right, we just like to Sister Luciga, who was with us taking value education classes and who was assistant warden in the hostel. Sister has been transferred and we like to prayerfully and thankfully remember her and wish her all the best in life ahead. We thank Sister for all the help and support given. And these are others who will be helping us. I'm sure Sister Shaida Mary Sage is the new member in place of Sister Luciga. We welcome her to the value education, to the college, and she's also the sub-warden in the hostel. Father Arcadius, who is also the warden in Stephen Hall, and Ma'am Linu, who is from the biotechnology department, usually help us with some classes. So this is how we are. You have seen all of our faces. We look the same, I hope, even real right now. And just going, this is the contact details of our college counselor, Ma'am Arlene. If you would like to reach out for any psycho-spiritual help, please try to call her. The details are here. And we from the department, other faculty too, are always available. You can find our contacts details in our college website, the department section. All right. Going to the class, what we are going to learn today is time management. Okay. I'm sure this is something essential, important. Maybe we should have learned this much before. Not as we come to the last semester, maybe a little before, but I'm sure we can still manage time and be. All right, here's a wonderful saying that is from the Holy Scripture, the Holy Bible, book of Ecclesiasticus, or called the book of Sirach. A time for everything, anything under heaven. Time to give birth, time to die, time to plant, time to uproot what is planted. And it's a long version when you read time. And God-given time that each of us have, we should use it to the best. I would request you to take a pen and paper or a pencil, and we are going to do a little class work. All right. There are some questions that will be coming. For each question, there are 4 options available. So you read the question, okay, and you will fill in a value here. So just put the question numbers as you go through. All right, we will pause the video, or if you want to pause the video, we are playing it slow. Okay, so read the question, put a value here. So the options are never, occasionally, often, always. So if it is never, put 1. If it is occasionally, put 2. If it is, no? So what do you need to do in your paper? You just put number 1, 2, 3, and against the numbers, you put the value, whatever you think. All right. So you have 5 questions here. So read the question, put a value. This is more specifically to your character. Maybe a time like this, when we are within our containments, within our lockdowns, or within our constraints, maybe a little different, but generally. So put a value regarding, okay, 1, 2, 3, and any of these values that matches, describes you the best. You are the judge, nobody else, so be sincere, right? So having done, we will go to the next page. I hope you have done. All right. And here are the other questions. Question number 6 to 12. The options are again here in case you forget. Never, occasionally, often, 3, always, 4. So for each question, read the question against a number you put. Take a little time. You can pause. We will proceed. All right. So having done that, okay, now try to find your scores. Okay. So you put on your paper below A and B. Okay. What you need to do is for A, you add up the question values 1, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11 and 12. Add up these values and put the value against A. That means these questions, what values you had put, these values, add up those, put the value here. Okay, against it. Similarly, B, the remaining 2, 3, 5, 8, 10. Put the value here. I'm sure you would have got a value here. All right, A and B. Once you have done that, all right, this is going to describe you, so it will help you. All right. Now, having done that, all right, here is the key. So if score A is greater than score B, meaning what you got adding up all the A's is greater than B, then you are a procrastinator. That means one who likes to push everything, postpone everything. Then if A is less than B, if it is less, you manage your time well. Okay, this means fine, you're okay. All right, so I think that indicates, and that must be able to tell us. So maybe some of us were not very serious about your scoring. Maybe you want to go back a little more sincere, more frank, more truthful. Yes, you can do that and find your answers correctly. And I'm sure that is going to help each of us in our way ahead. All right, we will see a small video. How do we manage our time, especially as a student? So we have here is a YouTube video that tells us how do we manage, what kind of student are we? A good student who manages time well? No, we are a happy student managing time, or are we someone who manages time badly and end up with sad faces? So I'm sure we will find maybe some of us here, not in between. Okay, have a look at this video. I think that describes who we are. I think we saw ourselves. I don't know in which class we want to be here happily, or we want to be here, the happy face. Okay, I'm sure there are ways to correct. We can always change. And awareness, as they say, is the best medicine and the first medicine, and that will make us make a difference, bring a difference, and begin anew. And let that happen if we see ourselves lacking in something. All right. So here is a small statistics, will be useful. Thinking that most of us live maximum or little more maybe, an 80 years lifespan. How is our time spent? 7 years in bathroom, or maybe for some it may be much more, for some it may be much less if water is scarcity. All right. Okay. Waiting in line. All right. So this is for a normal time. Those in lockdown and all that, of course, there is no line, but it explains. Cleaning house, maybe under this, some of this have increased. Yes, this must have increased. Yeah. And I'm sure each of us can add something. I will know where I spent my time most, where I spent usefully, where I spent also uselessly. Maybe we can add up and find how we can change and bring a difference into and if you look at a day, an average day, how do you spend our time? Half of it sleeping, eating. Yes, so this is how usually we spend an average a day. Of course, with your near and dear ones, or if you have no children, of course, different story. Okay, so we can maybe look at how we spend our time, normal days, on a scheduled day, and also on casual days. And here is a video that tells us value of time, and I'm sure it's going to be an inspiration, and we are able to make some decisions ahead. Dear friends, I think that video was very inspiring and telling us the importance of time. Time as days, time as hours, time as minutes, time as seconds, and time even as milliseconds. Only when we are in a context and in need, we will understand the importance of time, and we hope we preserve, keep and reward time as it is God's gift to us. All right. Having seen that, I'm sure some of these pictures may describe us, our status for lack of time or for not managing time. Are we sometimes running behind or maybe before, stressed out, in a hurry? All right, when we say time management is, I'm sure, successful people have always had that trait of managing their time. And it gives, we know, much better results. Reduces stress, makes us more effective. Now, time management does not mean that we are working round the clock. No, we manage better our time and more efficiently and more productively. So we focus on those which are more important and maybe remove those which are less productive in our routine, in our time. And that's important. That's when we get more essentials being done. Again, the same concept, right activity, managing our time. Once we know how to manage our time, the right time is given to the right activity, those which are important. And also have what are called as specific time slots as per importance, priority. Even when time is limited, we are able to make the best use and get the maximum when we have a better management of time. If you look deeper, better time management and keeping the schedule is going to affect life itself. It's nothing but life management. And if you want to move from here, what it indicates and on which it stands, nothing but our values and goals. Better time management, better skills, I'm sure it's nothing but it indicates our values and our goals. If these are set in place, we will also find that we manage time well and hence our life too managed well. So identify what are the values that govern you, that controls you, your behavior, your character. And once you give importance to your value system, I'm sure many things prioritize and time flows in importance. So here are some of values that are important in human. Maybe take some time, prioritize what takes more important in your life. And if these value systems are in order, I'm sure we will also find our life becomes more manageable and time becomes too manageable. And coming to goals, we know in goal setting we have seen that our goals should be SMART, meaning I should have a specific goal, it should be measurable, attainable, realistic and timely, time bound. We have seen this in the first year, so we shall not go deep into this. So once your goals and your values are in place, values driving you to your goal, I'm sure we will also manage to manage time much better. We will go into a small video. I'm sure this is going to be very, very important, this video. I want you to go through with a real interest, and this is going to tell us. Take a pen and paper, it will be of use to you. One of the great management gurus, Stephen Covey, who tells us about how we manage, prioritize, and put order into our schedules.
Before you set your priorities for the next 30 days, I'd like to share with you the most important idea I've ever learned about time management. In the 1920s, a college professor suggested that everything we do in life falls into one of four categories. The actions you take are either important, they contribute to your vision, mission, values, objectives, strategies, and high priority goals, or they're not important. The actions you take are either urgent, there is an implication of time pressure, or they're not urgent. There is no time pressure. Quadrant 1 is important and urgent. Your biggest client has a pressing need. The computers crash. You have a deadline-driven project you need to complete. Quadrant 1 items get done. Quadrant 2 items are important and not urgent. Think about it. Everything you do that improves the quality of your work and your life is in Quadrant 2. Improving relationships, personal development, seizing new opportunities, developing and empowering others, problem prevention, preparation, and better planning are all in Quadrant 2. They're important, but they're not urgent. Quadrant 3 is not important, but implies time pressure. There's urgency, and it's deceptive. It may feel like it's important, but it's just urgent. Many emails, phone calls, and meetings are not important. They don't contribute to your vision, mission, values, objectives, strategies, and high priority goals. Quadrant 4, it's waste and excess. Here, there's no time pressure, but you might find yourself lost on the internet doing things that are not important. That's Quadrant 4. Many time wasters and escape activities are in Quadrant 4. The principle is simple and profound. What matters most matters most. So spend more time in Quadrant 2. How do you do that? You plan for it. Your dynamic business growth plan is now leading you and your team to identify important priorities. By setting a priority, you're taking something that is important and making it urgent by identifying a completion date.
Wonderful video that tells us how we organize our time. All right, here is a table. Maybe it's good that you draw this table, all right, and you can mark many things, those which are urgent, important, okay. Put into the right columns your activities, and we will realize where we waste. Maybe very often we waste a lot of time, those which are not important, not urgent, sometimes urgent but not important, sometimes not urgent, important. So once you qualify and classify our works, categorized into these patterns, I'm sure we are able to bring many of our distractions away and bring into order into many things, a schedule into many things that we do. All right, especially at a time like this when we have a lot of time at home, maybe sitting, compared to other days we have to move around, etc. Maybe draw a table like this, box, and put those things that you need in priority and concentrate much more on urgent and important, and maybe urgent and those which are not important, those which are not urgent. You can, I'm sure, useless things we can always get out of our way and make our life a little better. All right. I hope you will do this homework. It will be useful for you. And here is an example for a weekly timetable. This is, of course, when you have a usual class day, we can draw out something. Maybe make a timetable by yourself. It's always good to have a routine. What do you do? You know what are your activities on a regular day, maybe a little different, and make sure you also sleep enough. They say at least 8 hours, okay, minimum. 6 to 8 is best. 8 best, at least 6 hours. Don't keep awake. Missing sleep too often and too long can also affect your good health. All right, and within the schedule, I'm sure we will not miss this part. Okay, that time, a little time with our God. Turn to Him in gratitude. Turn to Him to serene, to make your mind more peaceful. And I'm sure that will bring a lot of peace, a lot of calm into our own and bring order into many things that we do. All right. Summing up, we can say time is nothing but life management. Okay, so putting into one word, a choice. Consider your goal, how you will accomplish your goals, ordering your priorities. Okay, how you manage life is how you will manage the rest of your things ahead. And finally, as we come, here are some wonderful sayings of great people about time. It's wonderful. Stand and ask for the wasted time of others. Okay, so until you value yourself, you will not value your time. Until you value your time, you will not do anything with it. And our prayer is that we value our time, we give God's greatest gift to us is our life, and we manage our life best when we manage our time well and we organize ourselves well. Once again, thank you. May we use our time well, schedule our time well, manage our time well, and thus managing our life in gratitude to God. Thank you. God bless you. See you again. Kindly fill up the feedback and the questions asked.